So in my newest video, the one about how Survivorman is the best survival TV show, I got a comment who disagreed. The commenter said I should watch Mears, and that he is the David Attenborough of bushcraft, and that he shares more knowledge than Stroud. So I thought, why not? Why not give Mears a shot? What's the worst that could happen? So I watched a few of his shows, and that includes the ones that the commenter recommended as well. And so in this video, I will be deciding for myself who I think is better. They're going to be ranked on 3 factors: how entertaining they are, how much knowledge and education about the topic they share, and the actual survival that they do or have done. So first off, we start with the educational value. In the episodes of Mears that I've watched, it is very clear to see that the education about survival and bushcraft methods, psychology and history is the main theme of the show. In every episode of Mears that I've watched, he is always talking about either the psychology of survival, a certain regional method of bushcraft or survival, or the history behind such methods. So educational value is a big factor in the Mears show. With Stroud, education is obviously not the entire focus of the show. He has some tips when he's doing something, or explains what he's doing, or a little history, but not much beyond that. Stroud has other elements of the show to focus on, such as the filming and the survival that he does himself. So Mears is going to win the point for educational value. Next up is the actual survival element. Now, as I previously stated, Mears tends to focus more on the educational side of bushcraft and survival, whereas there isn't really a lot of demonstration of these skills being used, from what I have seen at least. He isn't going out and surviving, he's more learning and teaching bushcraft techniques from around the world, but not actually going into the wild, into a dangerous situation to try and survive with them in his show. Whereas Stroud has mentioned before, in one of his Survivorman episodes, that he has over 35 years of survival experience, and his shows are all about the survival, hence the name Survivorman. The focus is that Stroud will go into a wild area of the world and use his knowledge from all around the world and from that specific area to survive, and will also do all of the camera work himself, so that he is actually in danger and that there isn't just a camera crew nearby in case he gets into a dangerous situation. He is actually putting himself at risk when he films these, to the point where he could even lose his life in any of the episodes, and it is only his survival knowledge and his will to survive that keeps him alive. So naturally, Les Stroud is winning the point for survival. And last but certainly not least is the entertainment value. Now here's just a quick disclaimer. The last 2 points are fairly proven if you watch both of their shows. That being, if you watch Survivorman, you will see Les Stroud surviving, and if you watch a Mears show, you will see the educational value. But with this point, it is completely up to the viewer to decide what they enjoy watching more. So consider this point my opinion of who I find more entertaining out of the two of them. Now with that out of the way, let's start, shall we? Mears is quite entertaining. I do agree with the commenter that he is the David Attenborough of bushcraft. He provides amazing educational value, and I don't often find myself bored watching Mears. However, there is only so much educational content that I can watch before I just start to get bored of it, or before I just don't remember enough of the knowledge that I might have learned. So I can't watch too much Mears without losing interest, or not remembering much of what he said. It would be the same as if I was watching David Attenborough, or any other educational show for that matter. Now with Les Stroud, it is different. Les Stroud does the actual going out and surviving, which is something I would struggle to get bored of. So only naturally, Les Stroud is very entertaining to me, and his inclusion of education, but not making it the focus, while instead making the focus on the challenge of surviving, makes every Les Stroud episode very enjoyable for me to watch. And thus, I must give the point for entertainment over to Les Stroud. And so in conclusion, I believe Survivorman to be the better survival show. Les incorporates enough education to where it isn't overwhelming, but keeps the focus on the challenge of surviving and on the filming the survival as well. Although I will give credit where credit is due, Ray Mears is definitely the David Attenborough of bushcraft, and in terms of educational value, he teaches a lot more than Les Stroud does. But I remain true to what I said in my last video, which is that Survivorman is the best survival show on TV. And that's going to be all for this video, so make sure to subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next video.